Welcome. My name is Writer Maven. I am the host of the Wrestling Receipts podcast. I cover all things Judgment Day, Liv Raquel, JD, Finn, Roxanne, Poor Carluto, and now including El Grande Americano and his army. Have you acknowledged Daddy Dom as the Mega Intercontinental Championship today? I expect y'all to do that every single day. I'm kidding. Not kidding, of course. This is going to be a raw preview based on theories and observations of what I've been noticing. I'm going to cover some things that I've seen on the X and on social media, some interesting bits here and there, and then we're going to go into Monday Night Raw, talking about what could happen because Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce and the WWE did not put out a preview for Monday Night Raw today. I was waiting for it, didn't happen. I would not be surprised if they put it out early tomorrow. Please remember we have our early start time for Monday Night Raw at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. So don't tune in to Raw at 8 if you're on the Eastern Coast because you'll be missing about an hour of Raw. So start an hour back. And I think they'll be doing that for a couple of weeks before they go back to the 7 o'clock slot or 8 o'clock slot. 7 o'clock for me, but it's 8 on the East Coast. So let's get into it, shall we? So we have Dom's Angels conjecture spinning up. Now, I made this in jest, and I'm kind of serious. I'm kind of not serious about Dom's Angels. It's just me saying, hey, if you're gonna have people bitching about Dom being involved with the women's division, just gotta give him a whole bunch of women, let him run the women's division there, and let people get really pissed off. But he did retweet or liked a picture that just pretty much shows all of his past loves, like Rhea, and his current lows, and then potential side chicks. So you got a picture that shows, and I'll have it on my YouTube. If I post this to YouTube, it'll be on my YouTube video, but it'll be all his women, his wife, Rhea, Liv, and Roxanne. So he liked it. I was cackling about it because it's Dom. And you have to remember that Dom is the son of Eddie Guerrero, who is a notorious flirt and cheater. And then you also have to know that Dom is the son of Filthy Animals, Rey Mysterio, who pulled in quite a few chicks in his unmasked days in WCW. So if he comes around to being this flirty type of character, it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later. And like I said, if we want to run Dom's Angels, hey, I wouldn't have a problem with it. So they just liked it. I'm finding it interesting the reactions to from certain fan bases. Rhea fans really didn't like it. Liv Dom fans are kind of upset with Roxanne being included in that, but it is what it is. But yeah, at my point, for me at this particular moment, I don't mind it because hey, he's going to follow some trajectory. Either we're going to get a really manipulative and dark Dom who channels manipulative Guerrero, or we're going to get that filthy animals, flirty Ray Eddie hybrid, and we're going to get some version of that in the sooner, maybe than later. So we just don't know what we're going to get. And by the way, the Triple H is dealing with. We were talking about before I came on. We might get that. So he likes revisiting history. There you go. We get filthy animals. It might be a filthy animals Dom, and I wouldn't mind that spinning up. So we got that little picture, and then we had some posts from Liv Morgan. She posted today a couple of random pics. She was just reposting a picture just that says, "Just know I'm plotting." And a lot of Liv fans were taking this to saying, "Oh, Liv is going to come back and she's going to be doing Liv Morgan Revenge Tour 2.0, and she's coming back to get all the snakes, and she's gonna get everybody." And me, I'm like, there's no reason for Liv to do the Revenge Tour 2.0, first of all. And second of all, who is she going to be going up against? Nothing has been done. The only person who has done anything right now, currently with the Judgment Day, is Finn. Finn has been the snake. Finn has been always plotting something. Finn has been the one that's been slow to help Dom. Finn has been the one that's been antagonizing Dom, and now he's spinning it off to like Roxanne too. People don't want to hear it, but he did do it. And there is no reason for Liv to come back and burn shit to the ground. Now, if everybody had came together and betrayed Dom and kicked them out, fine. But I am not seeing that as the current trajectory at this moment. Everything has refocused back onto Finn and only Finn. Finn was the one that was getting upset with Dom. Finn was the one that dumped the champagne on Dom's chicken tendies. Finn was the one who was accusing him of being buddies with El Grande Americano, who Dom would not have to go to if Finn was acting right. It's been Finn. Everybody else, JD has been reasonable. He just wants answers and clarification, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Roxanne and Raquel have not done anything to Dom. Have Raquel been shady to Dom a little bit? Yeah. Has Roxanne done a little bit to Dom when she was trying to flirt? Yeah. But something that will cause Liv to go after them and like just burn them to the ground? No. They haven't done anything. And in fact, they've actually peeled way back on that if y'all been paying attention to the storyline. This is what I've been saying these past couple of weeks. They've stopped doing that. Roxanne has been catching strays just for what she came into the Judgment Day originally. And if anybody knows anything regarding Triple H, you have to follow the story. You can easily pass off Roxanne saying she was flirting with Dom because of Finn, and Finn was telling her to do that. She didn't really want to do. You could spin it. I didn't really want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but Finn was telling me to do it. And then she's finally gotten comfortable in her role in Judgment Day, and she's had some backup in Raquel, who did stand up for her because Finn was nagging her last week. She can be comfortable with saying Finn was doing this to me and I don't want to do it anymore. And that's why she's more listening to Raquel and Dom instead of Finn. Because I keep saying she has not taken any kind of prompting from Finn these last months or so. When she went after Dom, she initiated that. It wasn't Finn. And when Finn stalked off in his demented demon self, it was Raquel and Roxanne who stayed behind for Dom. They didn't just take off with Finn. It kind of goes into what people were saying, like, oh, Judgment Day was really pissed at Worlds Collide. And again, they use fan footage. I gotta keep telling y'all, do not use fan footage because fan footage is not official. The only thing official coming out of Worlds Collide was them showing us that Finn was being deliberately slow with helping Dom. That's the only thing official. We didn't see any of Judgment Day being upset with Dom. We didn't see anything of Judgment Day being pissed that El Grande was there. They were being perplexed that El Grande was there, but the only one hating was Finn. You have to look at official sources and what has been shown on TV. At Worlds Collide, Dom, after he won, the first enthusiastic hug that Dom gave was to JD. And then he proceeded to hug Raquel and Roxanne. Finn is the only one that kind of got a sort of hug, and then he was enthusiastically hugging El Grande Americano. So you can see how Finn got isolated there. Dom hugged JD, first and foremost, Roxanne and Raquel, Finn, and then El Grande Americano. And like I said, when El Grande Americano came to the clubhouses, 2 months ago, they weren't pissed at El Grande Americano because every time, like I was saying on the X one time, every time somebody shows up to the clubhouse, they always get pissed. It always happens, especially with Dom. But when you saw him in the background talking with Roxanne, Raquel, and JD, they were cool. It was Finn that was busted the fit. So you have to look at everything. You can't just say, oh, everybody's pissed. Nobody was showing pissed. And besides that, if they were pissed at Worlds Collide, think about this and follow me for a little bit. If Judgment Day was pissed at Dom about Worlds Collide and using El Grande Americano, why were they celebrating? Why was JD First of all, JD is leading it all. So why would JD lead a celebration if they were still pissed? And if they were agreeing with what Finn said, everybody would have went with Finn. Remember, like I keep telling, Triple H is not subtle. If he wanted to show that Judgment Day was mad with Dom, he would have had them go with Finn. He would have had them. You would have had seen official WWE social media saying that Judgment Day is annoyed, pissed with Dom and El Grande. We didn't get that. So to loop this back around to Liv, I'm not seeing anything that shows why Liv should come back burning everything to the ground. Everything right now points to Finn and only Finn, and Liv will be coming back for Finn, if that. Right now, me personally, I'm still hoping that Dom just kicks off the whole punting Finn thing, so that's another thing he can use on his own. So he kicks Finn, they can have whatever, and then Liv comes back. And I think people are just expecting Liv just going to be coming back and just be hot and bothered over Roxanne and Raquel. But even if we disregard that report, which I always take with a grain of salt about Liv and Roxanne not having the feud, there's still nothing there. You have to build up something for a feud. You can start feuds, but for less in the WWE, it has happened. But are you going to be really getting a lukewarm feud between Liv and Roxanne and Liv and Raquel over nothing that's happened? So I think people just really want this thing to be like Live versus the world, but like I said, I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think it's going to be next year when we start seeing signs of that. It might have would have happened this year had Liv not gotten injured, but Dom and Liv versus the world, I don't think happens this year. I think they're going. I think it's the storyline has restructured itself to where it's going to be a Dom Liv Judges Day. Liv comes back. They use the time to build up the fuse for Dom, Liv, Raquel, and Raquel. And then when they get to a point where Dom and Liv need to split off, that's when they split off. But I don't think it's going to happen this year. It's going to happen next year. So, and then in El Grande Americano news, we saw a little photo of El Grande Americano's face on a little Caesar's pizza box, and it has the words "pizza, pizza way" because he always throws "way" in there when he's talking. So we do have that little picture of that pizza box. It could be a collaboration between Little Caesars and El Grande Americano and the WWE. And to that, I say get that coin, Ludwig. I'm happy for him if he's getting this kind of collaboration because he has really made the El Grande Americano character his own. I like how he presents himself when he goes down to Mexico for AAA. So, hey, get that coin, Ludwig. I hope he get some more collaborations. And if Dom can get his Wingstop commercial and his endorsements, then Ludwig should be able to get his commercials and endorsements as well. I'm happy for him, and I love that for him and El Grande. So now let's get into Raw. Like I said, there is not an official preview for Monday Night Raw. So I am shooting from the hip. I took some time to write down what all the strands could be for Judgment Day and El Grande Americano because we are involving Dom's favorite ally, El Grande Americano, in this now. And when I did it, it's a lot of different strings. You don't expect it when you're watching Monday Night Raw that Judgment Day is tied into a lot of stuff, but they really are. And so when I wrote it all down, there's a lot. Like I said, it's just a lot of stuff they tie into and a lot of stuff they can go. So I'm just gonna break down what I think is going on, and then I'll say what I want to happen. So this is gonna be WrestlePalooza Fallout. So first and foremost, off the bat, we know Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed won against the Usos at WrestlePalooza. They have stated that they want next for the World Tag Team titles. They said they were going after them. We could see them have a conversation, not confrontation with the Judgment Day. We could see even some kind of tag team match that determines them to be number one contenders. What I like to see here is just if we have a Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed type thing, and they're attacking, I'm hoping that Dom leaves Finn to his fate there. He goes out there, maybe saves JD, but leaves Finn to the Wolves. That's what I want. I'm going to get into what I think Dom and Finn should be doing right now later, but I want that kind of an interaction if it happens. You could have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed attacking Finn and JD, but maybe have Dom save JD and leave Finn for the Wolves. You see what I'm saying? Just something that shows more tension and Dom's doing it deliberately not this time and not accidentally on purpose. I also said that in that same kind of vein of being of abandoning Finn, I would also like you to do some kind of handshake agreement because Paul Heyman and Dom have chatted before, and I would like to see them maybe having some sort of agreement. Maybe Dom agreement isn't necessarily with El Grande Americano within the tag team belts. Maybe it was just him and Paul Heyman. So you can do a lot of different things there with the bronze, as they're calling them, with Finn and against Finn and JD because it seems like it might just be against Finn and JD. It may not be against the Judgment Day as a whole. But if they want to run the Vision versus the Judgment Day, hey, I like faction on faction warfare, and it'd be something more different than the Bloodline being in there. Stephanie McCure won the women's world title, which means Roxanne currently does not have any claim to a title shot for that title because she beat Io and not Stephanie. The Judgment Day women don't look like they are in any kind of title contention at this time. We could have Roxanne be mad that she doesn't have a title shot because Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce said that he would think about it if Io won the title. So if Io had won, he would consider maybe having Roxanne having the first shot because she pinned Io. But since that's out the window, neither Roxanne or Raquel have any claim to that title. And you could probably have Roxanne be mad about it that she doesn't have the shot. Then we go up next to Lyra and Bailey. Last week, Raquel stated that she and Roxanne would handle Lyra and Bailey next week, and she said this is what Liv would have wanted. So that's that Liv invocation from last week. I would like to see Roxanne and Raquel get some kind of advice from Dom, and then when we see them later, they have a successful attack against Lyra. I don't want them to have a match just yet with Lyra and Bailey, especially since Bailey is going off the deep end in her Three Faces of Foley gimmick right now. I would like to see a successful attack, something that puts Roxanne and Raquel back on top because I think they do it. I don't really like the 50-50 booking with them. They need to start looking stronger, and if you're going to start giving them wins, they both need the wins and they both need to be standing tall after these attacks. So I would have Dom give Raquel and Roxanne some advice, and then you can have maybe Raquel lead the attack on Lyra, and they can get to stand tall. Now we got Finn and JD. JD went after Finn after he killed the mood for Dom's celebration. I would want JD here to still be annoyed with Finn for ruining the celebration like that. And I would also like to see JD grill Finn about not trying to help Dom at Worlds Collide just to keep things fair. If you're going to have JD as the peacemaker, I want him to be fair about it. So if you're going to have JD after regarding El Grande Americano, then we need to have him be getting after Finn for being slow and just being deliberate about things. Like he did it before at Backlash when he was getting after Finn, and that's when we were thinking that maybe that's when they were going to start finally kicking out Finn at that time. So now maybe this time here you can have JD be like, "Hey, I went after Dom regarding El Grande Americano, but I got to go after you because what the hell were you doing, being slow about helping Dom?" And then we have Dom, Roxanne, and Raquel. I kind of touched on this during the Lyra Bailey thing, but this is just mostly because they stayed behind with Dom after Finn left. We still do not know what Dom and Roxanne talked about. It could be nothing, could be something. Until we're proven otherwise, I'm going to say it is mostly something because that's something that can be revisited in the future. So keep an eye on that. We don't know what they talked about. I would like to see these three talk strategy. I would actually like to see them talk a little bit more. I know some people are going to be pissed about it because how dare Dom breathe on Roxanne, but that's his stablemate. She's a part of Judgment Day. He's still a part of Judgment Day. They're going to have to talk from time to time. So let them talk strategy. I would like that. Let Dom be in that leadership role and just be telling people what to do and let him be successful because he has the higher success rate now. So that's what I would like to see. We can also have Roxanne and Raquel talk about a little bit about Lyra with Dom, and then maybe even talk about maybe a little bit about El Grande here. And then we have Dom and Rusev because Rusev has now called his shot. He has said he's got next for the Intercontinental Championship, but remember this is not official. The Scrap Daddy hasn't determined it yet. They didn't say that the match Rusev had with Penta was for the number one contendership. So it's not really official just yet. It might be made official tomorrow on Raw. It may not be, but we could still have some kind of interaction. Maybe Rusev is being all threatening. Maybe Dom has to be a little bit more tricky about things, kind of like how he had to do with AJ. Um, Again, this could be another situation where maybe Dom tosses Finn to the wolves at Rusev just to get away or something like that. I can see that happening. Dom just like Finn uses him as father sometimes in the past to get away with something or get a sneak attack in, so maybe that happens there. And then we have Dom and El Grande Americano. We still do not know what, if any, was promised to El Grande Americano from Dom. It could be, I'm still thinking it's something that benefits both. It could be just Dom promising a tag team title situation to El Grande, or it could be something else. What? I don't know. But they're being purposely evasive about that, and I kind of like that. So it's not like they're both giving up what was promised, if any. Like I said, I think it's something beneficial to them both. Because if it was something, like I said last week, if it was something harmful to Dom, I think we would have something more cryptic from El Grande Americano to Dom. But Dom has been way too happy with El Grande Americano for me to think that it's something harmful. Like you could tell with just interactions. If it's something harmful, I don't think Don would be that happy with El Grande Americano. So for right now, I think it's something mutually beneficial. But regarding El Grande Americano, I do kind of want to still see him posted up in the clubhouse some kind of way. Bring him, bring the army. I don't care. Just have them all in there. Or just have him in there where Finn just gets pissed off about it again because they're all invading the clubhouse. And then we got El Grande Americano and his army. They made their appearance last week. They helped El Grande Americano beat Dragon Lee. They also beat up AJ Styles, who was jogging down to the ring in his L'Oreal hair. We do have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee kind of having a loose alliance there to battle the El Grandes. They will need a third person soon, though, so that could be a Finn. I wouldn't mind it. Throw Finn in there. You got Bullet Club reform right there. I was saying earlier, I need to see them around Dom again. Maybe help out another Judgment Day member not named Finn. They can even help out Roxanne or Raquel right there. I don't know. Don't care. But I would like to see some more interactions between Judgment Day and El Grande and the army there. And then, now to the meaty part. We now have Dom and Finn. There should be no apologies between Dom and Finn. If Finn is going to be all pissed off about it and pour champagne on the chicken nuggets, then Dom needs to still be pissed about that. I don't want no fake apologies. I don't want nobody reverting again because that was annoying the last 2,000 times that's already happened. Just keep going with it. Let them be upset with each other. Let them be angry with each other. Let them almost come to blows. Do something. We need to advance the storyline. If we're going to get Dom versus Finn, advance it. If you don't want to do too much, do too little. Just have them be mad at each other. Don't let, maybe Finn doesn't want to come into the clubhouse. Maybe Dom's got people, maybe Dom's got El Grande posted up in there and everybody's having a grand old time with the El Grandes in there and Finn doesn't like that. Keep ratcheting up the tension and the anger. Don't revert back. Don't let them be all smiles. Oh, and speaking of which, I remember, I didn't mention this last week, but when I was going through my pictures for the YouTube video, I did notice that Finn left his tag team title belt behind because JD was wearing his. And I was like, that's interesting. That could be some clue. There's Finn leaving something behind when he left the Judgment Day clubhouse. How they all about clues? Because even the skeleton was shocked in the background about Finn just acting like a complete demon. And so Finn leaving that tag team title belt could be something there, clue wise. But I want the tension to continue. We don't need to go backwards with Dom and Finn. It needs to go forward. From this point forward, the tension, the anger, all that between Dom and Finn, it needs to go forward. We don't need to go backwards. And if they start fighting, hey, you can have them fight and not immediately pull a trigger. Just have them push and shove a little bit. Just do something that advances the storyline. And like I said, Dom could leave Finn to his fate and maybe save JD if the Bronze are after them or Rusev is after them. Like I said, with this, we're going back into Judgment Day as a whole group. There should be tension. I want to see as a group, if Finn comes around, I kind of want to see Roxanne upset with Finn for bringing up her loss like that. Raquel upset with Finn for bringing up Roxanne's loss and her remembering how Finn used to treat her and Liv when they lost and negging. I want JD to be upset or annoyed with Finn for ruining his celebration for Dom, and then Dom could just be upset with Finn for ruining his celebration. I kind of want that isolation to go in there. If you're going to be going with like Finn getting ousted, just have it where You have every upset with Finn. And then you can also throw in those El Grandes. You could probably have them upset with Finn, then maybe he leaves, and then when he's trying to come back, you see all the El Grandes posted up in there. I still want the El Grandes in that clubhouse. I want all of them in there. Dos, Tres, and Cuatro. All of them in the Judgment Day clubhouse. And everybody's just having a grand old time in there. But everybody should be upset with Finn at this particular moment. Because at this juncture, like I keep saying, Dom hasn't really done anything to JD or Roxanne or Raquel to necessitate anything. Yeah, promising a title belt might upset JD a little bit, but I doubt it will get Roxanne and Raquel to the point where they want to turn on Dom. You have to do something major has to happen for that to flip, and I'm not seeing anything like that on the horizon. I mean, it could happen, but I'm not really seeing it at this point. And then what I do hope happens, me personally, what I would like to happen is Finn is temporarily out of the clubhouse. Maybe he tries to come around. Maybe JD stops him. Hey, this is not a good time. You were acting your demented demon self. As much as I even questioned Dom about El Grande, I gotta ask you about why you were acting slow. Bring that stuff up. But he's like, for now, I think it's best for maybe you and Dom to separate. Do something like that. Keep that tension there. And then later on, you can see Dom conspiring with Roxanne and Raquel regarding Lyra. And then you could also see in the clubhouse of the El Grandes paying a visit. Maybe that's happening there while JD's keeping Finn out. You can have the El Grandes in the clubhouse having a grand old time where Dom is talking to Raquel and Roxanne. And then, of course, after Roxanne and Raquel leave, then you can see Dom and El Grande talking a little bit, conspiring a little bit more as well. And then we will need to see Dom dealing with Rusev. I'm not exactly sure on how I want that to happen. I don't want Dom to get beaten down just yet. I think that's too soon. I do think that it'll come up later, like Rusev possibly beating down Dom, but I don't want that to happen just yet. I kind of want Dom to play it smart here. How? I don't know. But maybe we could have some conversation between Dom and Rusev there. I do want Raquel and Roxanne to have a successful attack on Lyra and Bailey, or either or of them. I do want that. I do think they need to be reestablished again. Like I said, these 50-50 booking, these 50-50 wins and losses don't do them any good. So they need to get back to being on top wise. So let them be down Lyra. And then the Bronze could possibly go after JD and Finn. Maybe they go after Finn because he's isolated and on his own, and maybe Judgment Day doesn't save him, or maybe they're preoccupied with doing something else. But you could do something like that just to kind of something I would think to build up sympathy for Finn, because I still want Finn to turn face. I think he'll do better as a face. We saw it at NXT Homecoming, where when he went back to his original entrance. I know it's NXT and they cheer for everything, but I think Finn will just do a lot better role wise, at least as a face. Right now, I think he can do that. Heel wise, I think he's exhausted. He doesn't get the reactions as a heel because Damien, with his no aura, still killed that off. So hopefully we get to see maybe something happens with Finn that gives him a little bit of sympathy. Because he can still be acting like an ass and a demented demon. He can still do something which will give Finn a little sympathy. So when the face turn happens, he has that sympathy going in, and then they can just flip it. Then because the audience is ready to cheer for his original entrance in the first place. So that's what I would be doing. And that's the preview. Like I said, there's nothing really official just yet. We have to see if anything is posted tomorrow, and it probably will. We might have Becky and Seth talking, and then Stephanie talking, and then Penta probably having to bring in Ray Phoenix to help combat the New Day and all that. And that's my little Raw preview.